Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen, and I believe in dragons. And I am a dragon witch. I can say this to you with proud, a lot of proud. I'm very proud to be this. Um, it's not an easy life, of course not. It's not the life that everyone wants because it's quite something. It needs endurance. You can say, oh wow, what a title! What are you calling yourself? I didn't want to call myself like this, but I am a magic user. I try to use magic. I try to discover and try to solve the riddles in the dark, whatever I have to do, all in order to let the dragon come to me. And I didn't believe in dragons back in the day. I loved them, but I didn't believe them, and I was constantly pushing them away. On my birthday, my 18th birthday, I finally accepted my dragon because my dragon opened something that I could not ignore. And that something was actually something that I ignored for a long time after it. That something, the reason why the dragon comes to us, is something that I still didn't accept after my 18th birthday. I wanted to have the dragon by my side, but I had difficulties for the 3 dragons of the Dragon's Eye. Actually, several dragons. First of all, I'm a skeptic, very much skeptic. They can say, you believe in dragons, you must believe in everything. No, I had a large difficulty with believing in dragons. Don't understand me wrong, I had difficulties. I struggled with myself. Is that a dragon? Is that a dragon? Can I accept a dragon? I constantly was saying this to me. My first dragon that came to me was my guardian. Touched me, and everything was different. My second dragon was Tiamat, my dragon goddess. That was too powerful. That was far too powerful to ignore. I just knew it was someone, a dragon with large powers. I mean, this is the earth itself, embodied in a mother, a dragon. I mean, that was too powerful to ignore. So yeah, I had difficulties, but for so long I did not accept the dragon. Why they come to me? Why they come to you? I had also difficulties with searching down for people. I was ending up with people who claim to be some kind of a dragonkin or something like that, to have a complete human soul and no human soul at all. I said, that cannot be. This cannot be. You cannot be incarnated. I had always a feeling humans are not worthy of the dragon. Once I saw and felt the dragon very, very much by my side, I said, no one is worthy to you. Humans are lesser. The dragon was actually having no real opinion about this, but I had my opinion. I'm a human after all. But it was only not that long ago that I discovered why the dragon came. And that was in this forest, not that long ago, not that far away from here. And I was constantly hearing from my guardian. My guardian was constantly saying, lay yourself down, lay yourself down. This is the perfect place, lay yourself down. Finally, I gave in. In the middle of a path, just like this path here, I gave in. And so I laid myself down. But there was something about this. There was something not right about this. Something that I was not used to this. I was laying myself down, but my limbs were moving without myself even knowing it, that I was moving them. My arms were spreading more, and my legs were also spreading. My fingers were open. I said, I'm not doing this. I am not doing this. And my dragon was saying, yes, you are doing this. But your other self is doing this. My other self. Who is my other self? You will see. And I remember that the smell was completely different, and also the sound. For example, there was also a big sound like this river. There is a river over there, and you can hear it very well. But the sound stopped. There was a different sound now. Some kind of bells that I heard, but I didn't know what this was. Difficult to explain. But it was also a different smell. It was not the forest like I used to. It was different. And there I discovered something, that I woke up with different eyes. I remember what I was, but I was not the one that laid themselves down was different. I was learning about something different that is within us. From then on, I felt very different. But I knew that this was a state that I cannot control, that I cannot also endure for a long time. This cannot be for a long time. I was actually a bit ashamed in the first moment that I was awakened, and then a bit ashamed because I wanted to do different stuff. This was not like I used to. I woke up with dragon eyes. I woke up with dragon feelings. Everything was draconic. I said actually nothing. I said not much. It was only later on, once I laid myself down again, and I was saying, no, let the human come back. Let the human come back. If this is a state, this is not a state that I can show to people. But don't understand me wrong. This was not another dragon. This was not someone else. This was not a possession. This was just laying my human self to rest, so that my dragon self could resurrect once more, that I could understand what was going on and why the dragon was coming to us. There is a reason why the dragon chose you, and that reason lies within you. It's an energy that you are born to be with, that you are born with. And this energy is not fully awakened. But my dragon was saying, now you will feel why we are with you. And that I felt very much. But even then, I didn't want to accept this again, because I'm a stubborn guy. And I'm very skeptic, actually. Was this not psychological? Was this something that I did myself? And later on, months more and more before my altar, I tried this again, to lay my human self to sleep, so that my dragon self can awake. And yes, it worked again. It worked all the time. This is, of course, some kind of a gift if you can do this. If you have the ability to let your human self to sleep and the dragon self awake. So that is when I discovered the third dragon. Like I said, I cannot go to some kind of a priest that say what I have to do. No, you have to discover everything by yourself. And by discovery, you get closer to the dragon. And this was my first ever meeting in this forest with the third dragon, which is myself, which is us. I mean, the dragon wants to show you the dragon, wants to show you yourself. And they don't have much luck with me because I'm a skeptic, but once I discover it, once I accept it, it's one step closer to the dragon realms. And this was also the reason why we can become a dragon witch, why we can do dragon magic, why we are having access to the dragon realms, why we can travel, why we can do this all, why we love the dragon so much. This all has a reason. It's not because it's always going to have a large reason, and this reason is that you are actually not like a dragonkin. You are not completely draconic, but you are not completely human as well. A lot of people say I'm completely dragon. No, we are born as a human being, but and we have energy of a human being, and we also have energy from this dragon, the dragon that we take along from another side when we were born. But this was asleep. This was actually going against the laws of nature once more. That is what the dragon does, by the way, going against the laws of nature, because they are with nature, they are one with it, so they can do this. They can manipulate it whenever they have to. And so this is called dragon magic, manipulation of the elements of nature. So that is the draconic energy that is doing this. So yeah, the dragons, yeah, it's not completely that we have a complete soul of the dragon, or to have a human soul. That is why it's so confusing. It's very confusing path. I had a lot of times, I mean 16 years, I still discover now, it's still completely, sometimes it's still completely dark that I have to go through, and I don't know what is going on. I still discover to this day. That doesn't mean that I'm going to roar before humans. No, because I know very well how to hide the dragon. How to hide it. In the beginning, especially in the beginning, I had a lot of difficulties because once the dragon touched me, I have to admit that the dragon was already awake within, but I didn't want to see it. I always had to wear a mask of a human. In the first year that I was touched, the dragon was wild, the dragon was all over the place, and then humans were saying that I was going insane, crazy, losing everything actually. I had to reduce myself. I had to tame the dragon, you can say. Tame the dragon. How to train your dragon, I had to do it with myself in the first year. And then the dragon returned once I let my human self to sleep. That is when I had to learn about the human mask that I had to wear. It was difficult, a very difficult time for me to wear this mask, but also how to get used to this mask. I was getting used to this mask for a while then, and then the dragon, lay yourself down, because I hadn't seen your dragon, yourself as a dragon in a long time. Before your dragon goes to sleep again, I have to see you once more awakened. It's not that I'm going to war before humans now, but I had to reduce myself. I had difficulties. That is constantly on the dragon's path, these difficulties, but once you discover, once you learn, you get closer to the dragons, to your dragon eye. I always pushed the dragons away of my dragon's eye, but the dragons were still coming, keep on coming, until they touched me. Until Tiamat, my guardian, and even myself was saying, enough. I'm a stubborn guy, I'm very stubborn. But it's because of my stubbornness and my constantly pushing them away that I'm very now convinced about the dragons, that I learn about them. Every time that I learn, every time is a new beginning, it's a new discovery, it's a new cycle. It's something that awakens the dragon even more. If you constantly keep on hearing whatever you have to do immediately, then of course it will be a shock in the beginning. But for the rest of the time, your dragon will go to sleep again. But if you constantly learn, step by step, with a lot of patience, like I had to do, like I had, and with stubbornness sometimes, then you constantly go higher and higher on the stairs. So yeah, discovery of the dragon. Is there something like a dragonkin? It's actually a silly name, doesn't it? It's Dragonkin. My soul is completely dragon. If it was that, if this was the case, I learned what it is to let your human self sleep and to let the dragon awake. If this is the case, you cannot live among humans. You cannot do this. It's too wild. It's untamed. It's so nature. It's divine. Whatever you are feeling, that is why you are next to the dragon god, not behind it like in Christianity. Not that you are a sheep, you are the dragon by their side. You are one of them. And that is what I discovered once I let my human self sleep. You cannot live among them if your soul is completely draconic. Your soul is draconic, yes, of course. But you can let your dragon to sleep again, and you can let your human self to sleep once more. It's your decision. It's how you want it, how you will learn it. From your dragon god, from your dragon guardian, they will all teach you the ways of the dragon here on this earth. Discovery, very important from the dragon's path. It took care that I become a dragon witch. Didn't want this title, like I said, didn't want it, but it was just that I needed to do dragon magic, I needed to do manipulation, I needed to find my dragon, I needed to solve the riddles, to solve the puzzle box. Everything that I discover is one step closer. And that is what I want, to get close to the dragons. In the beginning I was constantly pushing them away, because I knew how how enormous, how beautiful they are in their spirit. But then again, I didn't discover myself. It didn't discover. You can discover yourself as a spirit that is by their side, not behind them, but by their side. They chose you for a very good reason. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.